All right, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? It's Daniel, your boy here again, and this time I'm back for good. I think we should start really doing some really cool stuff moving forward. Now, this video is going to be more of us starting on the Facebook ads part of things. I mean, so many of you have been asking for Facebook ads. I already told you guys how my 2017 ended, 2018 started. It wasn't the best of ends to the year or starts to the year. Not financially, well, financially partly, but it was the year I made so much money, but also lost almost all of it. But I still have the money though. I'll speak about those in videos to come. The video where I'll be talking, because some of you have been sending me messages and telling me I have a 5 to 9, I have a 9 to 5, and it's very hard for me to focus and keep the going. It always reminds me of this statement that I think it was Jim Rohn who made it. He said you can work full time on your job and work part time on your fortune. So the idea is that you can figure out a way of still doing your job and also starting to create your online business. I'll be talking in depth about how my year ended, how it started, and how you can, as someone who is working perhaps full time, can utilize the time you have, how you can schedule your times to make sure you still do a lot of online marketing and making money. One other thing that I'm going to be doing in the coming videos is the fact that I'll be sharing a lot of other money-making methods. For those of you who are in the inner circle, I've already shared some of the insights with you. We're going to have a more robust idea of online marketing and making money online. I've made money online since 2010. I started out as an affiliate, went to do AdSense, I did Amazon, I did ClickBank, I still do them, I still make a lot of passive income from it, and I think it's good for someone. In Africa here, when you're making 10, 20 grand a month, that's a lot of money, okay? So I think we should utilize all those methods, but I'll only talk about those methods to guys who are succeeding in the group, in the inner circle, okay? So in this particular video, I'm going to open up the Facebook ads training. And I'm going to walk you step by step what we're going to be doing in the Facebook ads training now. This is going to be one video. It might be 30, 40 minutes long or even 1 hour long. And I'll show you everything that you need to start and run your ads right now. But the nitty-gritties of all these are going to be week by week sharing in the inner circle. The free training I'm going to give today should be able to help you start your ad and run and actually even make money from your ads. Okay, that's my goal with this training. Then the breakdown, the nitty-gritties. How do you work on your audience? How do you work on your audience's needs? How do you set up ads and copy that makes your audience feel like you're speaking to them and they want to buy from you immediately? What should your landing page look like? What should your offer feel like for people to click? What are the aspects of an ad, the nitty-gritties of an ad? And then I'll go into depth of campaign objectives, audiences and targeting, pixels, everything, okay? But in this video, I'm going to do what I call the quick and dirty setup guide so that you are up and running with ads by tomorrow morning and you're able to start actually making money off your Facebook ads. Now, first and foremost, I want us to head to the business manager, okay? If you do not have the business manager, just go to business.facebook.com and sign up and create a business manager. I never run ads from my profile, okay? This way you just come to your profile and then you end up coming somewhere here. I think there's usually an ads thing, ads manager here, and you start ads manager and you start running from there. I never do that, okay? That's like the riskiest move you can ever take, because anytime Facebook can decide to shut you down because of something, and you just don't want to go that route, okay? Always start with the business manager. It's much better running ads from the business manager. Now, what you want to do in the business manager, when you've signed up for the business manager, there's only a couple of things that are really important. One is an understanding of your audiences. I already did videos. If you look at this slide, I'm just adding onto these slides, okay? Things I've already explained before. So the first thing that is really important is for you to understand your audiences and what you're going to do. I've already told you, if you haven't watched that video on who your warm audience is, who your cold audience is, who your hot audience is, and how to use them when you're running ads on a $10 a day budget or $5 a day budget, whatever it is, then go and watch that video first. It's already here in the inner circle. I mean in the free group, okay? But what I want us to do immediately right now, let me just show you a couple of settings in the business manager that are important, the ones that I use. Everything else, I don't waste time on it. I only use these. But I'll do a more in-depth business manager tutorial next time. This is a quick and dirty setup for your Facebook ads, okay? Because I need it up and running with Facebook ads without so many excuses. So you'll come to the business manager, and you come to business manager settings. Okay, so when you look at the business manager settings, okay, there's a couple of things that you can do. One is you're going to find the people you can add here. So if you have a partner or a friend of yours who is running ads for you and things like that, you want to add them on from here, okay? You can add people from here. So you attach them either as an admin, and it's very risky by the way to add people as admins unless you really, really trust them, or you can add them as an employee, where they can do a couple of things, but they cannot technically do everything with a business manager. The email you add here should be the email that that person is using on Facebook, okay? That's number one, if you want to add people on your business manager. Then you have the pages. Most of my pages, I prefer using the business manager to manage them, because I've had a bad issue where I disagreed with one of the partners I had, and they took ownership of a page, and I could not get that page anymore, and it had a lot of, I think it was over 200K likes on it. And so that was a big loss, and I'd spent a lot of money on that page. So you want to do that. Secondly, you want to work on your ads account, okay? Now, some of these accounts have already been blocked because of running black hat ads and things like that. But you want to work on your ads account. So when you want to add an ad account, you just come here, click add account. If you already have access to one other business account, you can request access to an account. Yeah. So when you click here, you just bring the ID of that ad account, add it there. So usually the ID of this ad account is this ID here. Okay. So you put that ID there, or you can claim, ask someone to give you access to the ad account. That's good mostly for agency guys, or you can create a new one altogether. Okay. Name it and blah, 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 blah. Remember, each ad account that you create will only have one pixel to it, okay? So I've always advised people to use, to like go for a broad niche. So the idea is you want to have maybe 5 different ad accounts, and if you're running the ad to 5 different audiences, and if you're using tools like, I'm forgetting this tool, Tom Batke's tool, I'll post it in the comments when I remember it, yeah? But if you have that tool, it helps you to manage different pixels, and you can see on different pixels, have different pages for the different niches that you're targeting, okay? So this is mainly usually what I really focus on, ad accounts. Then data sources, you then want to come and work on your pixels, okay? So you can add different pixels attached to different ad accounts, okay? Each ad account can only, I think it's, let me see. Rafiki Gear. Yeah, each ad account can only have 1 pixel. So this is where you come and create your pixels from. Create a pixel, whatever pixel it is, then you create. So you can create up to 10 pixels in your business account, but each ad account can only have 1 pixel. Okay, to make things okay for you. So this business manager can have up to 10 pixels. That's right. So that's really the only thing that I focus on. 1, if I want to add someone, especially VAs, virtual assistants, if they're helping me. 2, make sure my page is managed by my business. 3, create ad accounts for the projects I'm going to run. And then 4, make sure my pixels are steady. The moment you have this set up, okay, that is mostly what I deal with. The other thing that I usually work on, this is for the setting sites. Then you want to come and also check out the audiences. Now, these audiences are going to be created only when you start running ads. Most of the times at the beginning, you're not going to have any audience whatsoever from your say, from your website, okay? if you have a website, if you already have assets like an email list, things like that, that will work. But if you have nothing, then you're not going to have audiences here. But if you have a page that is active, then you can start creating audiences based on the pages. Okay? You can start creating audiences based on the pages. So you can create different types of audiences for different purposes. I'm not going to exactly enter into that right now because, like I've told you, I'm only trying to make sure that I'm getting you up and running as fast as possible. Okay? So that's about the business manager and the things that you want to understand. So when you talk about cold audiences, I already told you these are people who do not have a clue who you are. Okay? Warm audiences are people who've seen you once or twice or 3 times. Hot audiences are people who bought from you. Okay? Now, you can set up cold audiences from interest targeting. Okay? Lookalike audiences are also called. Fan page audiences. These are now fan page audiences are sort of warm audiences. So, lookalike audiences can be from video views. Okay? They can be from website visits. These are called audiences. Okay? They can be from, I'm talking about lookalike audiences. They can be from video views, they can be from website visits, they can be from your email list. So those are all lookalike audiences. So you can get audiences either from interest targeting, or lookalike audiences. Okay? These are the 2 places you can get cold audiences. And lookalike audiences can be from people who visited your website and you create a 1%, 5% or 10% lookalike audience, website visits, or email lists. Warm audiences are usually retargeting, people you're retargeting. Okay? So this can be, so video views, you can create lookalike from video views, but video views themselves, okay? Percentages of people who viewed a specific amount of videos, for example, 5, 10, 15, 20%, those are already warm audiences, usually when you're doing retargeting campaigns. So video views are one of those. Website visits, people who visit your websites. These are not lookalike audiences, but these are people who visited your website or particular pages on your websites. You're now retargeting them, okay? They can be from website audiences. They can be customers, yeah? These are, you're showing your ad to customers, people who've already bought from you. They can be from subscribers, etc. Okay? These are people who've at least seen you once or twice. Then hot audiences are mainly your customers. Okay? You're showing your ad to customers. So how do you identify the perfect audience and how do you fit their needs? So identifying the perfect audience, most of the times when you're starting, you don't have any audience at all. Okay? You're starting from scratch. Let's say you're starting from scratch. You don't have any audience. So the first thing most of the times you want to do is you're going to come to the ads manager. You are starting from scratch. Let's say you've never done ads before. This is the first ad you're going to do right now. You're going to come to the ads manager, and the first thing is you're going to create an ad. Okay? I'm going to talk about all this right now, so don't worry. You create an ad. Okay? So, how do you identify your perfect audience? How does Facebook identify your perfect audience? So, Facebook initially doesn't know your perfect audience. Okay? Facebook doesn't know what you want until you tell them what you want to start with. So, for example, let's say a local business owner. Right now, I'm going to start a Facebook training for, say, small business owners, okay? I want to target small business owners. So the first thing is I have to understand what is the objective? What is my marketing objective? What is my goal? There's only one objective that I usually use, except for this one, which is for my offline fashion business. But there's only one major objective I use starting out, okay? I come for conversions. So why do I always come for conversions? Because when I come for conversions, what Facebook is going to do is it's going to give conversions is mainly for people who purchase, people who enroll for services, people who do all sorts of things, okay? Because when you look at these objectives right here, let's turn back to these objectives. This is brand awareness. Facebook will just show your ad or reach people more likely to be like this. When you come to this part, it's typically awareness, okay? When you come to this middle section, it's mainly people who you want to target for engagement. For example, people who go for traffic. These are people, I usually use this when I'm targeting, for example, people to go and read an article or to engage with content and stuff like that. That's when I go for traffic. Or when I'm doing retargeting ads, that's when I go for traffic, okay? I usually don't go for traffic right out of the bat because I want people who are going to convert into something, either a lead or a sale, okay? And that's what this objective is for. When it comes to engagement, now many people say, most trainers are going to tell you run engagement ads and things like that. When I'm running an engagement ad, this engagement, Facebook is going to give you people who are most likely to engage with your post, not people who are most likely to go and buy. Okay? So with engagement, what Facebook is looking for are people who like posts, people who comment on posts, people who share posts, not necessarily people who purchase. Okay? So with engagement, when I want to run an engagement ad, I'm only doing that to test if a product, or to test and see which product is going to perform better, which audience is going to perform better. But I don't run this to get sales. Do you understand me? So engagement is mainly for me to test and see what's the market's response to this product. If I get a lot of likes, I get shares, I get comments, and I'm getting them for cheap, less than $0.03 dollars, which is about 3 cents. Okay, the maximum I can go to is 5 cents. If I'm getting it for less than 5 cents, then I know that's a good product to now go for a conversion ads for. And most of the time, this engagement really helps with social proof. The more people see other people liking and commenting and sharing, the more they feel confident that this is something that's worth buying. For example, if you go to a restaurant, if many people are flooding that restaurant, more people are going to want to enter into that restaurant than another restaurant is giving 60% discount and there's no one inside there. You see that people have grown up in societies where the more people go towards something, the more they want to also engage with that kind of content. All right. So, but if whatever objective you're going for, you want to start with conversions. So for me, I start with conversions, and from conversions, you're going to notice that Facebook is going to give you a couple of options to choose from. Okay? You can choose from people who just view the content, people who purchase. So for me, I usually go for what? Purchases. Because immediately, if it's a product you're sending people to, you want purchases. All right? So Facebook, what it's going to do right now, it's going to look in an audience. For example, if I come here and I say I want to target people of, the US, United States, okay? And I want people who are going to purchase. Let's say I'm selling, I'm targeting a football team. Or let's say basketball team with running shoes. So I might go for Los Angeles Lakers, okay? So what happens usually initially is when you come now, Facebook is going to ask you, what's the age range of the people you want to target? Now, it's important. Remember, usually when you go broad, you must have a lot of money. There's 2 ways to target, yeah, an audience. One is for you to go broad, okay? And by going broad, it means you're going to go for one interest per ad set, okay? But you can also do flex targeting, which means you're intersecting audiences, all right? So when do I go broad? When do I intersect? When I have a light budget, I tend to go broad. I go for one interest per ad set. So when you look at how Facebook has put their campaign objectives, you pick an objective, then they bring to the ad set level, then they bring it to the ad level. Okay? You can have as many ads as you want in an ad set, especially when you want to test stuff. But most of the times, I go with one ad set, one ad. Okay? So, when I'm targeting Los Angeles Lakers, you want to do some little bit of market research to find out what are the things that these fans like the most. So most likely, if you don't want to go through all that, you'll just come and type here Los Angeles. Am I having the right spelling here? Los Angeles Lakers. So Facebook is telling you there's 21 million people on Facebook that like the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay? Now, you now come down and say, okay, there's 21 million people. That's a pretty good audience if you have the budget. Let's say you're going to run on $100 or $200 a day. That's a very good audience. This is in the US alone. These are male 18 to 65 plus. But what I usually want to do first and foremost is I want to come down to let's see where is this? Where is this? I'm not seeing audience insights here. I don't know if it's been removed or something. This is weird. Okay. Facebook audience. Facebook audience insights. So you just come and search for audience insights, okay? So I will come and say, for example, everyone on Facebook, United States, then I put Los Angeles. Los Angeles Lakers, okay? So I want to first understand a bit of who is the primary audience, who are the people who love the Los Angeles Lakers the most. So when you look at this, 22% of them are women and 78% of them are men. So there's more men that go after the Los Angeles Lakers than the women. You have a lot more people between the ages of 18 and 45, 54. Okay, majority of them being between 25 and 34. Okay, so I'm getting data that I need to work with. So I want to look at other things. You can come and check a bit of other insights here. But one of the things I want to start looking at is what are the purchase behaviors? Okay, what are the things that spend a lot of money on? Subscription services, business purchases, not so much. Let's do this. Food, clothing. This is quite good. Pet products. Are you seeing that? Health and beauty. So sports and outdoors. So this, you see how, so these are the things that they would purchase the most. Let's look at some of the activities. They click, over 30 of them click. I usually look for 20. If I get an audience that at least clicks, is clicking ads at least 20 times, if the figure here is 20, I'm good enough. So look at this audience. At least we have this amount of them who are clicking. That's interesting. But now we want to see who are the people who are clicking the most. Because now we know there's this 20. They're liking posts, they're commenting. Who are these people who are clicking the most? Let's first now go from 18 to 20. Let's say 18 to 24. The numbers dropped. That's okay. Let's start from 25 to 34. So this is the audience that is clicking the most. So who is clicking the most? Is it the men or the women? We want to find out. It's definitely, it's the women. Do you see that? So women are actually clicking more ads than men in this audience. So now the first thing we want to do is when we're creating our ad, we're going to separate between the two, men and women, and see what is going to happen. Okay? And what are they purchasing the most here? Where is most of the monies going? Yeah, pretty much understandable. Okay? So this is where I want to start from. So I'm now knowing that this is the age range that is purchasing, that is clicking the most. Okay? So let's first see 34 to 45 and see, because 35 to 44, and see what is happening. 35 to 44. Now in this group again, the men are clicking more ads. The men are clicking 33 ads. Can you imagine that? And the women are even clicking way more ads. Do you see how you're now getting even more crazier data? And guess what the audience is? 250,000 to 300K active monthly people. So when you're now setting up your ad here, you now have very good data to start working with. Okay? Now I want to start looking at more options of what I want to do. So I want to maybe start my ad because I've discovered that people from 24 maybe to 45 are the most likely people to be prime. Okay? You have 13 million of these. You see that? Now this is a pretty good image. I mean, good audience to start with. Okay? So you might want to turn this into both male separately, female separately. Okay? Remember, this is a quick ad setup tutorial that I'm giving you. Most of the times I go with $20 a day starting with, but you might want to start with, like I already told you guys, depending on what your purchase point is. What I look at for is what's the cost of the product from AliExpress and what's the profit I'm making. The moment you can make a sale, if the product is $5 and you're selling it for $24, okay, it means you're making a profit of the cost on your website. Cost on your website. What profit are you making? $19. Okay? So, what happens is when I'm running my ad, I want to spend up to $19. If I don't make a sale after $19, I know I'm going to make a loss on that product. So I don't go ahead with it. I leave it. Okay? But if by spending $19 I'm getting purchases, adds to carts, and things like that, then I'm going to run that ad and make money with it. So I usually start my ad from $20 because you're going to need to spend up to about $50 before Facebook actually gives you very good data. Now, the reason why you go with purchase events and stuff like that is because now in this audience, Facebook is going to pick the people who are most likely to purchase. Okay? Most likely to purchase. And they'll give you that audience to work with. Okay? So this is how we pick our first audience, using the interests. Okay? The moment you've run an ad and you've gotten some people land on your page, now you want to start creating a lookalike audience. Okay? I'll talk about that in an upcoming video tomorrow. But for now, we are first of all looking at having an audience. Okay? So, I always go for conversions. I want a one-day click. Okay? And when it comes to bidding, now this is where most people again have issues. Do you go for manual bidding or automatic bidding? If you haven't done manual bidding before or you don't know it, this is a little bit more advanced. Most of the times you want to start with a lifetime budget of say maybe $50 or $70, but most times I just go with automatic bidding, one-day click window, and things like and stuff like that. So when you've set that audience, this ad is almost perfect for me. Yeah. I want to go to the next. This is now where you start working on your ad objective. Now, usually when you're creating a campaign, you want to test two things. One, test an image, and two, test a video. Always remember the campaign objective is conversions, unless you're testing to see if that product is going to pick well with the market. So I'm going to test a single image and I'm going to test a video as well. Okay? Now, these are going to be two different ad sets in the same campaign. Then I'll pick the winning ad set from there based on that audience that I picked, the interest that I picked, and see which one is winning. And I go with that and start creating other duplicate audiences. So I'll speak more about this in depth in the inner circle as I'm creating one campaign from scratch this week actually. Okay, so you pick your ad image, get the link to that website. Okay, the link to that website that you're going to target, for example, and then write your copy. Now, someone gave us a book, Cash Advertising. You have to get some really good copy. I'll show you guys examples of good copies that I've written before, but you're going to need very good copy. Headline and call to action, I usually go for, where is it? Most times actually, I don't have, I put no button here. Okay? At times, I click put shop now. Okay? Not every time. At times, I put shop now. When all that is done, said and done, you're going to come here, pick the pixel you want to run the thing for, and you confirm, and your ad will be live. Okay? That is a quick and dirty way of setting up an ad. How you identify your perfect audience, how you write copy that is going to meet your audience's need. Now, when it comes to e-commerce products, let me just talk a little bit about copy. When it comes to e-commerce products, when you're writing your copy, always set your product in such a way that you're giving at least 50% of the price. For example, if the product is $5 on AliExpress and you've put the price on your website to be $19, just multiply that by 2 and say you're giving 50% at 90 whatever it is, because there's a way the mind works, and when someone sees a discount, they're going to respond. All right. So the most important part of this is the copy here and the picking of the interests. Now, I've shown you how to pick the interest. This is when you're picking one broad interest and you have a bit of budget to go with. What if you don't have that budget? If you don't have that budget, then let me show you how to do something called flex targeting. Okay? So let's take back our audience here, back to 18 to 65 plus. Okay? And we have 21 million people again. So with flex targeting, we have Los Angeles Lakers. So we're just going to let this thing suggestions, Lakers Nations, we might Laker Nation, Kobe Bryant, Los Angeles Lakers. Let's say Los Angeles Lakers, Kobe Bryant, Black Mamba, Los Angeles Lakers, Kobe Bryant 24, Kobe Bryant fan page, Kobe Bryant fans, and things like that. Okay, so the audience is still that, but at least we have. You can put here the names of players that are in the Los Angeles Lakers. You can put their main page and things like that. Then what you want to start doing is you're going to look at the biggest audience. Okay, which one is the biggest audience of all this? So we have Los Angeles Lakers. You remove that from this place. Come down here and say Los Angeles Lakers. The audience has come to 610. Do you see that? So what has happened is that the people must have liked either one of these and also this page. If you want to narrow further, usually I go for between 75,000 to 500,000 for flex targeting. That's the audience size I want. So I come again and look at the second largest here. 1.1 million. 1.3 million. Lakers Nation. I remove that from there and I come and narrow further to Lakers Nation. 54,000. That's too small. So I'm going to leave it at Lakers Nation. So that is too small. So I have just a little bit over 500,000. So I'll go with this one for now. Yeah, because at least I am seeing and I know that if they love at least 2 of these, they're most likely quite interested in Los Angeles Lakers. And if you have many of those other basketball players' names, and you keep on intersecting, if they love Kobe Bryant, they also should love this person, also should also love this person, then you get a much more precise audience. Now, that audience is a very targeted one. That means if you run ads to them, they're going to respond more. This is how you flex target. Get a list of whether it's pages, and then start removing one by one the large ones, second largest, third largest, until you have an audience of between 75,000 to say 500,000. 610 is still quite okay, but I don't go beyond usually 500,000. I wanted to keep this one by 100,000 is quite good. 750 is too much. I always want lower than that because then it's more precise. Okay, so when I run an ad on that, I then go through the exact same process. So usually you want to test the two. You want, if you have a good enough amount of money, you want to test running a single audience to one ad set. Also, you want to run a flex targeted audience, and you see what the results are. Like I've always said, it's about testing and finding the sweet spot for you. The one that performs the best, you run with that. Okay? So that's about picking the audiences. Now, in the next video, I'll talk about the landing page, the different aspects of an ad, okay? And what you have to do when a visitor leaves Facebook and comes to your page, okay? All right, that's it for this video. Have a great time and God bless. Ciao.